rage now. I feel like an animal stuck in a cage and I'm ready to break out. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. This time, like the last time, you better get ready to race to the top. I'm ready to do this, show you what the truth is. I step on the field, it's time to get real. I'm feeling so ruthless.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Asbury Park, New Jersey, down the Garden State Parkway and along the Jersey Shore to Asbury Park High School, as you are watching live coverage of the A7FL, the American Sevens Football League, streaming live here right on YouTube, DAZN, as well as Script Sports on this rainy Sunday, April the 19th, but just perfect timing as the sun just starting to peek in to our left. We see some blue skies as the clouds making their way from left to right, as we have a big A7FL matchup coming up momentarily. As my name, Ryan Holzbus, I'm joined by Brana Marks, as well as our great A7FL production team. Brana, taking a look first at Patterson U. They're coming in to play Silk City, the Animals, here this Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, it's really the tale of two quarterbacks. You have Cottrell Huffman at the helm for the U, one of the most decorated quarterbacks in this entire league, one of the most decorated as far as championships and also just on the field. I mean, look at him go. He knows how to shake it up in the pocket, look for his open man. He knows when to hand it off, when to fake it, when to fake everybody out and get those big yards downfield. That is what the U is going to rely on today to create the offense against a cool, calm, and collected team like Silk City.
Absolutely. Mix of the run and the pass. You're seeing it right here on this Patterson U highlights. Get the afternoon started. Even a lateral right there downfield. But you can see, as you said, the play action, setting up those big passes downfield. And then if he needs to use his legs, he's got no problem tucking the football and running with it. And a highlight here of that throw-off that we will see shortly, the 3-on-1 throw-off. And a couple more highlights here for Patterson U. They enter this afternoon a record of 3-1, hailing from Patterson, New Jersey. Both of our two teams this afternoon hailing from Patterson, New Jersey. The Silk City, as here's some highlights of the Animals starting quarterback DT3 David Tender, his third year in the A7FL.
David Tender, what can he not do? Again, just like you said, Ryan, he hasn't been in this league long, but he's definitely making a name for himself. I was sitting here last week watching what he is capable of against a team like BIC. I mean, he is taking all this competition straight to the head. I spoke to him this week. He said, we don't overthink it. We come into every week locked in and just handle what's in front of us. They're just doing their job. He makes it really look easy. And we also spoke to Corey Hammond. Shout out Corey. He is a vet of this league and he has also been helping us as a personality and a broadcaster. And he just praised the fact that David Tender can sit in the pocket no matter how long he wants because of the offensive linemen that are protecting him. And that has made all the difference this season.
And in our conversation with Corey yesterday, that's going to be the big thing with this matchup. Two fantastic teams. How is Silk City going to protect him and keep him upright and give him that time to survey the field and distribute and make some plays, obviously trying to feed some of his studs on this one right here. He does it all himself into the end zone for the score. That was a big win that Silk City had over Trenton BIC. That was last Sunday, a 46-40 win that sets up our Eastern Conference standings as it sits right now. Silk City, the Animals, they are atop those standings, a record of 4-0 here on the 2026 spring season. They're followed by Patterson U, currently at 3-1, with two teams sitting just below them at 3-2. It's Trenton BIC and the Lexington Phantoms. And then just some sort of information there on those four teams in those standings. Trenton BIC has lost to both Silk City and Patterson U, but Lexington does own the tiebreaker with Patterson U. We will be right back. A quick step aside before we get to action live right here on A7FL Network. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Asbury Park High School. Ryan Holzbus and Brana Marks with you here on this Sunday afternoon. As we said, rain coming down, but the blue skies creeping in from our left. And we are getting set for the throw-off to get our afternoon started. 4 15-minute quarters. We'll have running clock. Our clock will stop for conversions, penalties, and changes of possession. And it does appear that it will be Patterson U in all green to throw it off to Silk City, the Animals in the red jerseys and the black shorts and pants. Number 5 for Patterson U will throw it away. And out of play along our near sideline around the 20-yard line of the football field. And get an idea, maybe they might rethrow this. I think that is what they're going to do here, Brona.
Yeah, slow start on this rainy day. As you said, the sun's coming out, so these guys got to warm up. We know that Silk City could definitely start hot, so good on the U for kind of slowing down their momentum. But against a guy like Smooth, we're going to see if that's actually even helpful, because now he has a free-for-all at the 35. He's just going to see if he could get to these guys all the way across the middle of the field.
So no redo on the throw-off. The Silk City Animal will start with it from the 25-yard line. And across midfield, here's that 3-on-1 and tackled down just shy of the 45-yard line. That's the Patterson U 45-yard line, so across midfield. And as you mentioned, Kyle Ward, Smooth, wearing 13 in red, gets our afternoon started with the first play of the contest.
Really good positioning for the Animals. Also kind of awkward to see the U didn't even try to meet, Kyle Ward even halfway. They let him kind of run into him, and now David Tender has some of the best positioning he could get on the first play of this game.
Patterson U, good contained there on that first return. And as you mentioned, Brona, it is DT3, David Tender, in his third year in the A7FL. First play from scrimmage, a handoff, and straight ahead for a gain of about a yard or two. That is Omari Thomas on the opening carry. Picks up about 3 yards and across the Patterson U 45-yard line.
Great work, and you can also see the U already starting to fight against Tender's really chill, strong offensive linemen. They're going to be fighting all day to try to get to him, that's for sure.
And Tender moving the ball to a handful of receivers on this second play from scrimmage. Another run play for Thomas. He's pushed out a play along the near sideline. That's the Silk City Animals sideline. As the Animals are marching, that's a first down as we're through our first minute of action. Kasim Perry wears number 4 in red. He's a threat to be on the lookout for. We've also got Kyle Ward, who was on that opening return. And a number 1 in red, that's Joshua Ortiz.
And this is what Silk City does, right? They just are so patient with it as they advance up the field.
Quick pass out to the far sideline, the Patterson U sideline, and a gain of about 3 yards, or looks like they'll give them 4 out there along the far sideline. That'll set up a second down and manageable here for Silk City.
And that's Perry, right? He's going to see a lot of touches today.
Along the offensive line for Silk City, Chris Coles, Chauncey Mullican, as well as John Kessler, the Joker, wearing 88 in red. Tender, 2-step drop. He's going to fire towards the near sideline and batted away just shy of the end zone. Great defense there by Henry Smith, wearing number 3 in green for the U. Got his left hand on it and batted it away. And it was a good pass there by DT3 David Tender to trying to give his receiver a chance. So we're going to see that replay again right here. Floats that pass up there. And you didn't see the great defensive play there, Brona, but take it for what it's worth from how we described it to you there on the play. Great job by Henrock, excuse me, to bat that one away.
Amazing
Here's the third down
coverage.
play. Pass sails high over the head of the Silk City Animals receiver. And that was DK Butcher, excuse me, on that last defensive play for the U.
Number 3, DK Butcher. He's somebody we're going to see a lot of today. He's really amazing for the U, both offensively and defensively. Has had a good amount of highlights this season already. I'm sure he's going to look to add some more highlights to his reel today.
And there was a highlight right there. You were able to see the good replay, and going back in that direction was Tender. And that's going to be a 4 and out, as they would say. Silk City's offense will head to the near sideline, and a turnover on downs, change of possession. Patterson U's offense will get out there on the field. The Animals trying to pick on DK Butcher along our near sideline. They went after him twice there on that opening drive. And now a chance to see former MVP and a champion in this league, Quattrell Huffin, wearing 11 in green for Patterson U, but instead the U will start with, that's OG Buck.
We don't always see this, but it's something that the U has tried a lot this season, is to switch it up at quarterback. So maybe Huff not available for this very moment, but we just talked about OG Buck and his defensive accolades. So now he's stepping in offensively against a team like the Animals where, you know, Tender often doesn't give it up on downs. So this is something that the U is definitely going to look to take advantage of, even though they're deep back away from their own positioning on the field right now.
One receiver at the bottom of the screen on the numbers, and then a tight formation to the top of the screen. A handoff for Willie Mayweather, his second carry here on this first drive. Not much there on second down. It'll set up a 3rd down and 10 for Patterson U.
Silk City not letting nothing get past them right now. They're definitely defending what happened offensively. Well, if you're going to take it off over on downs here, we're not going to let you move much. They may get the chance again to get it back on their own down.
3rd down and long here, Brona. We'll see what Patterson U has drawn up.
3rd and 11, so they got a ways to go.
Pass out to the far sideline and didn't get enough for the 1st down. It should set up about a 4th down and 3, though. Nice patch and catch. And the recipient of that pass, Anthony Diaz, number 14 in green.
No, just trying not to get
Now we'll set up a 4th down and short, and quickly the U back to the line of scrimmage. OG Buck, pump fake to the far sideline, steps up, gets a man to jump in, a pitch pass to our near sideline, and received and just shy of the 45-yard line. It is enough, however, for the 1st down. That's Markeith Williamson, dot boss, on the pitch. Reception, great awareness by Rakeem Cheney, OG Buck, to get it out to our near sideline in space. Allows dot boss to pick up the 1st down and keeps this drive alive.
Incredible work here. You see that drop-off pass, spin around move. And then dot boss is going to do the rest for the U.
Shows the respect, though, that Silk City has for OG Buck, as you saw the defender jump on that last play. Whistles ahead of this could be explosive play, as there was a Patterson U player took the pitch on the jet sweep down the far sideline, but whistled back, set up a replay here on 1st down.
Sideline!
Defensive
Sideline!
penalty. So we'll move the ball up 5 yards. 1st down and 5, right from midfield. 2 receivers to the bottom of your screen, and one of them in motion up toward the top of the screen. Handoff for Mayweather, and he's tackled down after a gain of about 2.5 or 3 yards.
That's Money Mayweather.
On the tackle was number 6 in red. And that's Mean Machine, Michelle Wright. Getting in there early and recording a tackle. And now Patterson U across midfield for second down and short, second down and 2. Fake the pitch out to the right and knocked down by the Animals defender. Great defensive play by 30 in red. See if he turns his back to us so we can give him a shout out here.
That's Wolverine.
Ricardo Freeman.
Wolverine
Great defensive play.
stepping in, swatting that ball down, cutting off the vision for the U.
Sets up a third down and 2 for Patterson U. So we're over halfway through our opening quarter. Man in motion. That was Divine Epps.
Looks like too much motion there.
Yeah, whistles prior to this snap and a flag from our far sideline official. The defensive penalty is what it is as well, a free first down for Patterson U.
Penalties are definitely going to be an issue here as emotions start to rise between these two teams.
Yeah, and we've had a couple penalties early. They've all been defensive penalties, though, which have moved the ball forward to the benefit of the offense.
Too many mistakes so far for the Animals.
Hey, back up!
OG Buck in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his right, and he puts one of them, Divine Epps, in motion, and now he'll line up in the slot to the right of OG Buck. Handoff to the left for Mayweather. He's tackled down for a gain, or I should say for a loss of about a yard. There on first down, sets up a second down and long.
Here's our replay, quick handoff.
Bit of a counter, trying to get the offensive lineman to pull possibly there on that first down play. Unfortunately for the U, didn't exactly get that push up front. One of the things that coming into this game, both teams wanting to make sure they protected the quarterback, but also trying to push the ball downfield with that run game.
And that's going to be number 6, Nick Mays, who wraps up his man and initially pulls him down for that loss.
And ahead of this second down and long, a timeout called by Patterson U. Their first here in half number 1. He comes with 5:35 left to play in our opening quarter. And we will step aside. Don't go anywhere. Got the Silk City Animals and Patterson U knotted up at 0, no score. Live right here on the A7FL network. Back here, ladies and gentlemen, American Sevens Football League action. And the man in motion was number 7 in green, Marcellus Pack. And he'll take the handoff up along the far sideline and pushed out a play. Just shy of the first down, however. It'll be a third down and call it 3, Brona, coming from the Silk City 35-yard line.
The U starting to speed up their offense with a different QB that they're used to, but it looks like he's doing his job here today.
using the motion to their advantage. Here's a second man in motion here ahead of this third down and short. Pump fake to the left. He's going to go left, and instead, OG Buck Cheney sent a pass down the middle of the field, not to any receiver in particular, as Marcellus Pack was breaking back towards the far sideline.
Could have been an interception there for Silk City.
Yeah, dangerous pass, as it will bring up a fourth down and short. We can imagine here that Patterson U will keep the offense on the field, and they will. As today's action brought to you, ladies and gentlemen, by Tape Me Up. Athletes at every level trust Tape Me Up for professional athletic training and taping services. From ankles to cleats, trainer Steve has you covered, especially, Brona, on a rainy and slick day like today. Fourth down for Patterson U. Screen pass to our near sideline to Epps, and the Silk City defense comes up big on a fourth down here in our opening quarter. Was forced on a turnover on downs just a couple moments ago, and Silk City's defense returns the favor.
You know, we talked about it in the beginning of this game, the tale of two quarterbacks looking very familiar on both sides of the ball and how these teams play each other right now. That's why we see it's 0-0. So somebody's going to have to break through today and figure out a new way to disrupt their opponent for sure.
And Brona, these are two teams that score a lot of points. Patterson U, 34.5 points per game over their 4 games this season. Silk City, an undefeated 4-0, 42 points per game. So these two teams not shy from scoring a lot of points and putting them on the scoreboard. And a sort of broken play there, a lot of time for Tender to survey the field, finds his intended receiver. It's number 11 in red. And a big first down for Silk City across midfield up to the Patterson U 47-yard line.
And this is what Tender does, right? He's trying to see if he could get out of the pocket, but he really quickly makes a proper decision to actually throw it downfield to number 11 instead of possibly getting sacked there, as you see the U defender coming around, Joker, to see if he could get his hands on Tender. But such high IQ from David Tender to make that play right there.
A shout out as well to Chauncey Mullican, Chris Coles, as well as John Kessler, the Joker, providing Tender with that time to survey the field and allow his receivers to get open and create space for themselves. And first down play, carry to our near sideline, will bring up second down.
And just like that, the Animals are pushing the advantage, trying to get closer to that end zone, trying to put some points on the board today.
Nice cut back to the middle of the field, and then a foot in the ground, plants it, and cuts back towards the near sideline, following those blocks downfield.
Beautiful move by Perry to change directions there and add some yardage for his team.
Second down and 2. Bit of a blitz brought by Patterson U, and the ball caught around the line of scrimmage, and that's where our far sideline official will whistle the play dead. It will bring up a third down and 2 with no gain there on first down. Silk City sideline trying to plead with our officials, saying that the ball was caught more towards the first down line to gain. We'll see that replay again right here. Nice and crisp, and yeah, they are right. That was caught around the sticks, which would be, well, that's about the 37-yard line, but then momentum brought the receiver back towards the line of scrimmage, and here on third down and short, a pickup of about a yard.
And that's going to be Kyle Ward to try to pick up that first down there, as we've seen in this league that the players are definitely going to fight their battles with the ref every call.
This game also brought to you by No Limit wearable biometric shorts, delivering real-time performance data. As on this fourth down and short, Tender takes it himself, makes a couple of defenders miss, and he has some words for those defenders as DT3 takes it himself from 35-plus yards and gets Silk City on the board first with just over a minute left to play in our opening quarter.
If anybody is going to get this game started, it is David Tender. He knows what to do and what his team needs to make a big impact. Look at him go. Fakes it. He's running with Kyle Ward at the same time. Breaks several tackles from the U. shakes him off around the 10, keeps going. That's OG Buck, who's playing QB and defender. It's a lot for him to handle. I'm sure that's what Tender is telling him right there.
And DT3 had some words for not just OG Buck, but the rest of the defense as he was making his way down the near sideline. Here is the conversion attempt, Tender with a hand in his face, and that pass incomplete along the end line.
Can't get it to go. And last Sunday against BIC, there was a few conversions that Tender couldn't make happen. Unfortunately, it didn't catch up with them at the end. It was definitely a close one, but hopefully, you know, the U doesn't catch up to those small mistakes, considering the conversions.
Some chaos on that first play, and you see DT3 getting some photos in between as we're awaiting the throw-off.
Already feeling like a champion in this last regular season game.
Pure chaos is what the A7FL is, and that's why Chaos Gladiator Fitness is the official hybrid fitness partner of the A7FL. Go ahead and scan that QR code that's on your screen. You can download the app for a chance to win a free month of training, or start today for just $15 a month for premium supplements and performance gear. Make sure to use code A7FL for 13% off at chaosgladiator.com. So following that opening touchdown by Silk City, here is the throw-off, and it's not a great one. This one's going to bounce around the 35-yard line. Ball does have to travel to the 20-yard line. Or, excuse me, to the opposing 25-yard line, excuse me. So it's got to go at least 40 yards, and that throw-off did not. So we'll see. It's going to be a run back from the 25-yard line for Patterson U. Number 7 on the return for Patterson U. That's Marcellus Pack along the near sideline, pushed out of play just shy of the 35-yard line. Our near sideline official will mark Pack out of bounds at the 37.
And Pack was trying to do something there, trying to get down the sideline, but Silk City defender is definitely not going to let that happen.
Really on that 3-on-1, or more so for the return team, it's a 1-on-3. Really, your two options are to try to make somebody miss, and again, then you got to make the next man miss, or just try to turn on the jets, find a spot on the field that you're trying to get to, and try to turn on the burners to try to get to that spot.
Definitely need a lot of good footwork in a 3-on-1.
Patterson U will start their second drive from the opposing 37-yard line. Two receivers to the right of, I believe that it was still Cheney, OG Buck out there for Patterson U. As Willie Easterling forced out a play along the near sideline. No gain for the U on first down. Or excuse me, they'll give him about a yard here on that first down carry as we tick down to the end of quarter number 1.
And that's Money Mayweather. He was really trying to fight there. Definitely one of the strongest running backs in this league. I believe he's leading in touchdowns in his position this season. And he's going to look to make that up somehow. I'm sure we'll see him in the end zone today.
As we're through 15 minutes here from Asbury Park High School, Silk City, the Animals, a 6-0 lead over Patterson U. We'll flip field and be right back live right here from Asbury Park, New Jersey. You are watching the American Sevens Football League. Back here, ladies and gentlemen, at Asbury Park High School. Second quarter action getting underway here between the Silk City Animals and Patterson U. The U driving, trying to tie up our score and then see if they can take a lead. Second down and long, just over the head of Marlon Anderson. A big play threat, and there was a chance there for points there for Patterson U. That pass just sailed over his outstretched reach.
Huge throw to start off the second quarter from OG Buck. What a confident move. Couldn't get it down there, but it looked pretty good.
Easy to spot that white ball moving through the air. Pass just over the head of Marlon Anderson, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 8. Sun starting to come out in between our quarter break. The sun burst through the clouds, but cloud cover moved in again here as we get our second quarter underway. Play action pass. Again, going down the middle of the field, and the pass just out of the reach of Anderson. That time about 2 or 3 steps in front of Marlon Anderson. Tommy toe tap, those toe taps not having to come in to action on that 3rd down. It'll bring up a 4th down and long.
Runs almost the same exact play. You wonder how much they're trying to throw off Silk City's defense right now. Going back to back with similar moves, but obviously trying to make up a lot and trying to get some points on the board quickly. But you gotta do it smartly. You know what I'm saying? You gotta
Absolutely.
put some thought behind this one. Silk City's not gonna fall for that.
Whistles ahead of this 4th down, and first called timeout by Silk City here in our first half. And recovery certainly matters, Brona, when it comes to playing in a no pad, no helmet tackle football league. And Kinetic Relief delivers fast, plant-based relief to keep you moving.
Yes,
Go
it
ahead,
is.
scan that QR code in the bottom right corner of your screen for a chance to win a free sample, and visit kineticrelief.com.
Open your phones, y'all. Use the camera lens. Aim it at the code.
Especially if you're a friend or family member of one of these guys competing here this afternoon, they might need it. They might need some of that Kinetic Relief following this afternoon's contest. And a big 4th down coming up for Patterson U. Just over 13 minutes left to play in our first half. And Patterson U will spread out this offense. 3 receivers to the top of the screen as Silk City brought 4 on the rush, and pass incomplete. Number 0 in red breaking up that 4th down pass, and a turnover on downs. The Animals offense will head back out on the field.
Number 0, we're trying to figure out who you are because you gave that man 0 opportunity to catch that ball.
Absolutely. Making some big plays here in our first half. Almost a 4-man blitz for Silk City. Means one guy, or more so, everybody's covered. It's man-to-man down the field. No roaming defender. But Patterson U unable to take advantage of the possible mismatch downfield.
And a turnover on downs feels like deja vu. Didn't this just happen?
DT3 floats that pass up over the Patterson U defense into
Joker,
the hands
too
of
big.
the Joker.
Too big. We've seen him do it before. He's a big vet in this league, and he's definitely going to pop out and show what he's still got in the tank.
Makes a big play there across midfield, and a fresh set of 1st down and 10 coming up for Silk City.
Tender just pops it off over about 3 heads of the U, gives it to Joker. He knew he was going to bring it in and pick up some decent yardage for the Animals.
1st down and 10, this time again across midfield.
Woo!
And opening in this one up downfield for a touchdown.
Come
Silk City
on.
converts.
Too easy. David Tender in his bag. That's the Kyle Ward smooth. Too smooth with that catch.
Way too smooth, and it was really the entire play from the throw to the reception. We'll see it here momentarily. But a great pass downfield and reception. DT3 had his eyes on him from the jump.
Tender a little bit of pressure. He usually doesn't feel that. And he was like, oh, you're going to bring the pressure? Well, I'm going to bring this arm.
Nice,
How
tight
about that?
spiral.
Let's go. Tender to Ward. That's an amazing connection to make.
And now, as they did following the first touchdown, Silk City will go for 2 points from 10 yards out. 2 receivers to the left of Tender, 1 receiver to the right, and a second receiver on the right
So
was
much
the Joker.
time.
Wide open in the far corner of the end zone for the conversion.
Woo! Kasim Perry putting in work today. I heard he was mad about a few comments we made last game, but it's okay because we see you. We see you. You bringing those balls in today.
KP with the conversion. Silk City a 14-0 lead with 12:15 left to play in the first half. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back live here from Asbury Park High School. Back here, ladies and gentlemen, from Asbury Park High School ahead of this 3-on-1 throw-off. Marcellus Pack back deep for Patterson U. However, a penalty flag thrown by our official that was standing down around the 20-yard line to our right. And looks like maybe just too early of a throw-off there by Silk City as their sideline in between that touchdown timeout, before we got set for this throw-off. Their sideline fired up 2 scores early in our first half. As for Patterson U's sideline, Brona, a little bit more sluggish just based on the body language that we're seeing here in our first half.
Yeah, absolutely. They're feeling it. They're feeling the pressure from the animals right now.
Here's Pack, cross midfield. Almost makes his first man miss. Bit of a horse collar tackle. A flag does come in from one of our officials. That play ending along our near sideline.
Yeah, number 10 calls. Put a little bit too much grit into that tackle. There are some things that you cannot do in the A7.
That's one of them. We don't want to be tackling up around the head or neck area. We'll see that replay again. Good move to create some space. Even made a man stumble there around midfield. As just getting a hand and a grasp of the jersey, number 10 in red for Silk City.
Understand the urgency. You got to bring the man down. You didn't want him to have an easy touchdown there, but definitely still going to hurt you on a penalty, unfortunately.
You say urgency, Brona. They need some urgency here. That's what the U needs. And we will get the introduction here of Quattrell Huffin, quarterback wearing number 11 for the U. His first drive will come on drive number 3 for Patterson U. First play, a pitch to the near sideline, and that's where the play makes its way to. Willie Mayweather out of play after a gain of about, call it 7 yards, as this drive started deep in Silk City territory in their defensive half.
Huff to Mayweather. You see him trying to run off and fake it, hands it to his man, and picks up a few yards there.
Second down play should pick up a first down. However, Silk City sideline in the middle of the field, and it will be a turnover. Looks like they're saying a fumble. And a turnover to go the other way. Derek McCarthy
Ooh, the momentum.
comes out of the huddle, or out of the group of players that were this play ended, celebrating. Let's see. And yeah, looks like that punch from number 21 McCarthy, and he's the one that recovers it. A turnover. And Silk City's offense will take over right there from their own 15-yard line.
Oh, the wins are just stacking up slowly for the Animals.
Go, baby!
Looks like just a bit of a stoppage. Our officials trying to just confirm it with the far sideline. See that replay one more time as McCarthy comes in from a couple yards away from the play.
And it looks like
you see
he
that
gets
right arm punch.
his foot caught up also.
Matter of fact,
Good hustle there by McCarthy defensively to make sure he got to the play, right? You got one guy being dragged. You want to make sure you get
and then
to
he
the ball.
gets right
Exactly.
under there,
Great
punches
punch.
it right out.
The awareness to jump on top of the loose ball.
And that's number 0, the man we're looking for a name. He's definitely making some really hot plays today. He set 21 up to get in position, to get underneath and punch that ball out and recover it.
nah. I know my day job is at me.
I believe that they are looking at the replay down on the field. And up in our press box as well, we can hear Ryan DePaul, producer and director here this afternoon.
It's a little bit of
They're trying to
deliberation.
figure this out. They want to make sure they get this right, if this is actually a fumble or not.
Trying to figure out if he was down before the ball gets punched.
Silk City's offense is out there on the field, so they're assuming that this is a turnover and that they're going to be taken over, with a chance to go up 3 scores possibly here on Patterson U.
It's hard with this angle, but it doesn't look like he's down at all.
And it sounds like, from what's coming from our booth, again, right to our left, that's where the production is happening. And it sounds like not too inconclusive to change that call, and it will be a turnover. Silk City will take over from
Number
their
0.
own 16-yard line. That's where their next drive will begin. Number 0 in red.
He gets the winner chain. What kind of chain is this? Is this like a big play chain? You make a big play, you get the chain on the sideline?
That's what it seems to be. That's certainly what it seems to be, Brana. That whoever makes a big play was DT3 on that first touchdown run. Would have to imagine it might have been smooth. Kyle Ward on that last touchdown reception.
Yeah.
And now Silk City going to look to add to this current lead. 4-0 entering the afternoon, trying to finish this regular season undefeated.
The Animals, they're just having fun with it. You know, they got the big play chain. They got David Tender at the helm.
Handoff towards the far sideline. It looks like just a pickup of a yard or 2, and a late flag comes in.
Y'all just called that shit on me.
Uh-oh.
Asking for that penalty flag was Amari Thomas as he made his way, or I should say after he was tackled along the far sideline. We'll see on the replay if there was anything extra as the Patterson U sideline try to plead their case.
And Mr. 0, we have your name, Pluck Turner.
There we go.
Shout out Pluck Turner. Appreciate you showing up today for Silk City, making this exciting for us.
He was in on that last defensive play as the draw went to the left, and we'll see what that penalty might have been. Maybe by dragging him down around the head and neck area. See it one more time here. That's got to be what the penalty call was. Number 18 in green getting a handful of the jersey. Now set up a first down here for Silk City across the 30-yard line. A lot of pressure defensively. A batted ball almost received there by, that's number 71, Chris Coles, one of the offensive linemen for Silk City. And fortunately for the Animals, the ball hits the turf. It will set up a second down.
Looks like they sent in an absolute blitz on Tender. He's lucky to get that ball away. And now lose any yardage on that play and also avoid an interception. Just a lot of things going his way despite that pressure that we just saw.
Had a few hands in his face. He was able to get rid of it. And again, fortunate that that ball fell to the turf and was not intercepted, as it was a batted ball in the air. Second down, and that pass toward the far sideline. That's, we said, number 1, Kasim Perry, was just shy of where he was. He ran to the sticks on that curl route. We'll bring up a 3rd down and 10 here for the Animals.
For the U, defensively, it seems like they're starting to figure out ways to really get up in Tender's face. He's still very cool, calm, and collected. That's just the way he plays. So you could bring pressure to him all day. He got a lot of weapons to throw to.
Empty set, 2 receivers to the left, 1 receiver to the right of DT3. He's going to tuck it and run it, as the U had a handful of defensive linemen along the line of scrimmage. They did fall back into coverage, but DT3 waving to possibly say, I don't know who he's waving to, because it's not like,
Mom.
No, I was to say there's not really anybody here at Asbury Park High School. Our stands.
He's trying to find the camera and tell somebody, hello,
yeah,
can you see me now?
Camera down there on the sideline. Must have been what it had to be, because there our stands are very empty here at Asbury Park High School today. The elements likely scaring a lot of you away, and hoping that you are watching alongside us here on A7FL network, streaming live on YouTube, DAZN, as well as Scripps Sports. 1st down and 10, pass comes to our near sideline into the hands of Kyle Ward. He's forced out a play along the near sideline, that is the Animals' sideline, after a pickup of about 5 yards, brings up a 2nd down and manageable.
And they're moving quickly. They're trying to set his men immediately.
Patterson U trying to cycle out some defensive players, as their sideline has certainly filled in a little bit more. They had very few numbers to get the afternoon started. A couple stragglers making their way here to Asbury Park.
For sure.
2 receivers left, 1 receiver right of DT3. He'll fire to his
drop.
left and punched out. Perry was the receiver. He has it punched out along the far sideline. And this one pretty conclusive. Patterson U will take over right there at midfield.
I'm going to be nice, but I'll just say the U did their thing defensively on that play, finding the weakness that they needed to bring it back into their side and their advantage, give them another chance to do what they need to do to get on the board.
Certainly a big game for Patterson U in the standings. Also looking at the earlier games that finished in the Eastern Conference, Trenton BIC and Lexington winning. So you have 2 teams at 3-2. If you're Patterson U, you don't want to also fall to 3-2. At least want to make a chance to improve to 4-1. 1st down play, into the arm, into the hands, and into the end zone.
Looking downfield, was trying to see if Silk City was awake there for that play. They surely were asleep.
So from fumble, turnover, and into the end zone for the touchdown. Dakari Mims for Patterson U, I believe, is the touchdown recipient. And Quattrell Huffin, PCTI, class of 2011.
Here's that fake.
Lining up and firing downfield.
We saw it in the highlights earlier. Huff knows how to really make you believe in that fake and get it way downfield to his receiver.
Dakari Mims, Patterson Kennedy, class of 2015. With the opening score.
What a catch.
Great route.
What a catch. And his defender just so close, almost able to snag it out the air, but just can't get it.
The U will attempt to go for 2 here from the 10-yard line. Fade towards our near sideline into the end zone, and incomplete.
I know Silk City was wishing for that to happen.
So Huff to Mims for 6. And that cuts the Silk City lead down to 8 as we're just through the halfway point here in our 2nd quarter. Looks like we're going to take a quick break, I believe, ahead of this upcoming throw-off. Looks like Kyle Ward will be back deep to receive it for Silk City. We won't go to a break. We'll stay right here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, it was Trell Huffin to Dakari Mims, first touchdown of the day for Patterson U. 14-6 with 7:12 left to play in our first half.
And Kyle Ward already with a touchdown. Now he's looking to create some more opportunity for his team. Good on the animals. Give the hot hand the ball and see what he can do. Huff is going to throw it off for the U.
Looks like they want to switch out which ball is being used, and now they don't. Easy to spot the two quarterbacks for Patterson U. Huff in the white beanie. And then as for was our opening quarterback, OG Buck, he's got some pink cleats, so easy to spot both of them. Spun down along the far sideline is Ward.
Huge tackle by the U. Nearly takes Ward out, but he gets up. He's not fazed by that.
Spun him down there along the far sideline, fires up the Patterson U far sideline. They're going to need it, trailing by 8, and defensively going to need to come up with a big stop to try to get their offense the football back here in this first half.
And that's number 7, just wraps him up, brings him down. I mean, if that's how you're going to tackle Ward, that honestly makes sense, because if you're not going to get him down the first try, he's going to go be looking for the end zone, that's for sure.
Marcellus Pack made a couple big plays here thus far in our first half. Ward is the man in motion. And a play action, DT3, along the near sideline. Flag does come in behind the play. Tender tackled down just shy of the 40-yard line, and we'll see what this penalty is. And a holding penalty called against Silk City. That'll back up the Animals. And a replay on first down.
More penalties for the Animals. That was a really good decision again, though, by Tender. He knew the pressure was coming. He decided to take it himself. His teammates didn't hold up the promise on that one.
Does happen, though, every so often when the quarterback gets out of the pocket and starts moving around. The offensive linemen, they're engaged, and once their player that they're engaged with, the defensive player pulls away, tugs away to try to chase down the ball carrier. Sometimes those offensive linemen can grab on and latch on, and that's where those holding penalties certainly come into play.
Yeah, absolutely.
2 receivers left of Tender, and the running back lined up to his right. Deep play down the far sideline, wide open man, and into the end zone for the long touchdown.
Whoa, it's like those penalties didn't even matter, because David Tender said, I got something else for you. I got my man number 11 flying down the field for the touchdown. Where's the big play chain? He's getting it.
He's going to have to get it there. 82-yard touchdown to extend Silk City's lead pending the conversion to 20-6. Here it is again. A lot of time for Tender. Loads up and fires. Perfect pass. And
couldn't be more perfect.
Not a defender in sight. Except for the defender does come in. You can see those eyes looking back.
Trying to catch up with him, but...
hoping we could possibly get a name there for number 11. Wingo. Larry Wingo, thank you.
Wingo.
Mr. Ryan DePaul.
With the locks.
DT3 to Wingo, 82 yards. Silk City will opt to go for 1 point here from 5 yards out. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Floats the pass to the near corner and hauled in by KP.
They're gonna call it good for Kasim Perry. That's another conversion for him today.
This time 4-1, so a 7-point touchdown play. Makes our score 21-6 with 6 minutes left to play in our first half. Patterson U going to need to get something going here as they fall behind here early. Don't want to fall too far behind here against Silk City, a team that can put up a lot of points on you if you are not able to match their scoring.
Offensively, they are just incredible. I mean, there's not a lot of words to define what this team is. Currently, the only undefeated team left in the league as we're looking ahead to the postseason, and they're looking like real serious championship contenders.
They certainly are. Silk City, perfect 4-0, trying to get to 5-0 on the 2026 season. Here's the throw off. It'll go to the 20-yard line and muffed.
A drop.
Muffed and recovered around the 10-yard line. A couple juke moves, but tough to escape 3 defenders. As tackled down, I believe that's Marcellus Pack wearing 7 in green. And Patterson U's next offensive drive will begin from their 23-yard line.
Pack Street on the back of his jersey as we go to break.
Ahead of this next Patterson U drive, ladies and gentlemen, the replay on the last throw-off. And Pack looking, trying to do something. If only he had a couple blockers out there on that 3-on-1 return. Maybe he could have had some lead blockers and made a man or two miss, but instead it's tough to make 3 guys miss on a play like that.
At least he got on the position. I believe there's a rule now that if you don't get past a certain yardage, then the other team takes over, so he still was able to do something with it after that muff.
Pack takes this first down carry, however a flag did come in as Marcellus Pack carried right to left towards the near sideline. Looks like this is going to be coming against Patterson U and should be backing up the U. Will be a false start or an illegal infraction prior to the snap of some sort. So a first down and 15 here for Patterson U. The first down line to gain is the 33-yard line. So we approach 5:30 left to play in our first half.
We'll say that the Animals are not the only undefeated team. They are 4-0, so they still have the best record. But don't forget about Silver State. They're 3-0 currently.
The stealth in action right now. They're playing Las Vegas Sick-Wit-It. Those are the number 1 and 3 teams in the Western Conference, respectfully. Silver State, again, at the top, as Brona mentioned, perfect 3-0 entering the afternoon. Here's a long play, long pass attempt down the far sideline and broken up. Great defensive play downfield. That's number 4, Rob Long, believe it was there, down the far sideline. And did we say a flag came in there on that play? Let's see, our officials will come together. It looks like, yes, there was a penalty on that last play and an automatic first down. I think the coverage was good downfield, maybe something around the quarterback. We'll see. It looks like that is possibly what was called. As 21 in red, that's Derek McCarthy as he made contact with Huff.
A little roughing the passer there.
Possibly a roughing the passer, yeah. Here's a pitch pass to the far sideline on the zone option.
That's Snag Sosa. Loves the orange get up, loves his colors for the U.
Very bright out there. Hard to miss him and Huff. He's in white is Huff, and Angelo Lewis Jr. snags Sosa with those orange, the orange undershirt and cleats. He'll take this second down carry across the first down yard to gain and tackle just shy of the Patterson U 45-yard line.
And Snags is here to warm up the running game for the U. We've been seeing a lot of big throws, not a lot of accurate runs for the U's offense so far today, but Snags Sosa looking to change that up real quick.
Takes a quick pass here to Snags Sosa along our near sideline, and our near sideline official will say that he got those 2 feet or got 1 feet, whatever that case might be, in bounds, and a fresh set of first down for the Patterson U.
He provides a little bit of last-minute motion there and lining up as a running back, then lining up as a wide receiver.
Silk City players spilling onto the field. And now we got some players being restrained here.
There's definitely a passionate argument happening right now about what was just going on that last play. See some players hugging it out on the field. All respect between these guys.
Left foot was certainly down. I do not know about that right foot. Left foot certainly was down, but I don't know if that right foot snuck its way in there. And as our officials and the 2 teams down the field try to get it all figured out, we will step aside for a quick break. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Sun has come out here at Asbury Park High School as you are watching the A7FL. Our officials will retract that first down pass and catch. It'll be a second down and short. Handoff, or excuse me, read option. Huff will keep it himself and push out a play after he got across the 40-yard line. He picked up the first down. And we got some whistles from our officials. Looks like we might get a timeout down on the field, and it is going to be a Silk City timeout. Their second timeout, or excuse me, oh yes, it will be their second timeout here in half number 1. And athletes at every level, they trust Tape Me Up for professional athletic training and taping services. From ankles to cleats, trainer Steve has got you covered. Make sure to visit tapemeup.net, as you don't want to get hurt. You want to get taped prior to getting out there and performing. And you can go ahead and scan the QR code in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. And I'll take you right to tapemeup.net. Proud partner of the A7FL. 3:16 left to play in our first half. Silk City, a 21-6 lead. They just used their second timeout.
The Animals looking to slow Huff and the U down. They seem a little bit more contained and understanding what they need to do against Silk City.
Play action and incomplete as Huff was trying to get the ball right back to Lewis Jr. Snags Sosa. He got his hands on it but wasn't able to hold it in along the Patterson U sideline. That'll bring up a second down here for the U. As the sun is out, it was a rainy day, cold day. It's still chilly, certainly still cold, but the sun fortunately has come out.
What happened to the 80-degree weather?
We had 90 degrees one day last week.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous last week, and we're back to the 40s this week, just how it is here in North New Jersey.
This is a perfect football Sunday, spring football Sunday for you.
Absolutely. Huff finds his intended target. That's number 8 in green. We got a couple number 8s. In fact, the Patterson U player that recovered the fumble a little while ago was number 08. This time Huff finds his man, number 8. Let's see if we can snag a last name there. That's going to be Hassis Dubois. Dubois? Big play, Haas.
Dubois, I believe. Haas Dubois.
Nice reception along our near sideline, and going to mark him down at the 9-yard line. That's number 14 in green. Anthony Diaz, Ammo, with the reception. So we're inside 2 minutes here in our first half. Clock is stopped at 1:58. See that replay again here. Quick pump fake. And then Huff lets it go to the near sideline and able to get that left foot and the right toe down.
Huff pulling his team together, see if they can make something really big happen right here, right now.
For Patterson U, a touchdown here would really help the cause. Currently down by 15.
In the red zone, the time is now.
One receiver right, he was in motion. Handoff for Mayweather to the direction where the motion was coming.
Ooh, Mayweather gets close.
Hard collision down there along the goal line. Down to the 2-yard line is Mayweather. Bring up a second down and goal. What do we think we see here? I imagine they'll keep it on the ground here from just 2 yards out.
Huff may pull quarterback take himself. Let's see.
Draw play for Mayweather. He's tackled down, looks like after a gain of about a yard.
Inching closer and closer here. Huff's actually going to switch out though. Let his men kind of figure it out from here.
Looks like Mayweather might be taking this carry. Patterson U.
Tush push, Eagles way.
Or some sort of variation of it, Braun, certainly. And we're going to get a penalty flag.
Ugh.
Counting jerseys. Looks like we do still have 7-on-7. And it's going to be an offsides called against Silk City. They're trying to load up their defensive front for, again, as you mentioned, not the tush push necessarily, but some sort of variation of it. This time maybe a tush push as number 10 in green lining up behind Mayweather.
All they're really trying to do is just get it across the goal line and causing a lot of mayhem right now.
Head of this and goal attempt here for Patterson U. Silk City had called their third timeout.
And that should be their last timeout right now.
Here's that last carry for Mayweather.
Mayweather tried to find the window,
Try to follow his blocks.
Stuffed by number 17, Mr. Lane. Closing the door on that chance for the touchdown.
And from the inside the 1-yard line, it is Mayweather who's got the football. Powers his way forward, and he's in from 1 yard out.
Tush push alternative is good.
For Mayweather, his first touchdown of the afternoon. And now let's see if Patterson U can convert on either a 1-point conversion from 5 yards out or possibly a 2-point conversion from 10 yards out. And it looks like the U will opt for the latter. They will line up from the 10-yard line, and we'll look to try to make this a 7-point game.
These are championship points, they like to call it in the A7FL. The points that will just inch you above your opponent to get to that big win.
Three receivers right, one receiver to the left of Quattrell Huffin. He's rolling to his right, trailed by two defenders.
And it's good.
And he finds his man in the end zone for the score.
Huff, too quick on his feet. Finds number 14.
That's Anthony Diaz. Had a big play earlier on that drive, and
He did indeed,
he
and
converts on the
finishes it
two-point
there.
conversion. 21-14 with just over a minute left in our first half.
Have a day, Mr. Diaz. Have a day. Look at Huff.
Have a day, Huff.
Escapes two red jerseys. Finds the quick sideline pass.
And it's difficult as a receiver because you see, you do have the 18-yard, or I guess that's the 6-yard box of the soccer field.
Yep.
Just sort of as a reference as you're making your way to the far sideline, which far sideline is the far hash, but it's kind of just tough to find where you are on the field. So a good job there by Diaz to know where he was and get those feet down to secure the conversion.
For sure.
Return out along the far sideline. That was Kyle Ward for the Animals. Buck 11 left to play. We'll see what Silk City wants to do on this next offensive drive. They certainly do have time to try to open up a big play or two downfield and set themselves up for some points prior to our halftime break.
Silk City, they never play it small, so they're going to look to make a good drive here.
Tender in the empty, will hand to the man in motion and tackled down from behind. That was Ward on the carry, and looks like he and Tender not entirely on the same page. Quick conversation between the two of them as they retake the huddle. That was a loss of handful of yards on that last play. Loss of about 8. Will set up a second down and long. So we're inside a minute. Two receivers right, one receiver left of Tender. Way up at the top of your screen. Huff facing down, a free rusher finds his receiver in the middle of the field and now across midfield. Wingo tries to pitch it behind to Ward, and now Ward will make his way to the near sideline, just shy of midfield.
Stop the clock.
Still a first down.
Yeah, Larry Wingo, nice reception on the Tender pass. And then
Tried to get it go for a little extra from Ward, but
Absolutely.
he decided to just run it out, stop the clock.
Eyes up, head on a swivel, finds a teammate.
Tender hands in his face. But Wingo, just a great target to catch that ball.
It's a really nice job delivering that pass. And then as we've been saying, eyes up, head on a swivel. You see eyes wide open when he spotted Ward.
Ward standing right there. If you
And,
want to give it to me, man, you could go ahead.
Yeah, I'd say Ward, though, said, no, I don't want this football. He made his way directly to the near sideline.
He decided to give his QB a little extra time to make maybe 1 or 2 more plays here.
30 seconds left, and a nice pass and catch finds, I believe that is Perry.
KP in the middle of the field. Right
Tackled.
where the sun is.
Well, tackled down just shy of the far sideline, though. Our clock continues to tick. 10 seconds left in the first half.
Tender look for the quick option. Gets the pressure immediately.
And throws it away along our near sideline. That stops our clock at, you got 4 seconds on your screen, 3 seconds on the scoreboard here at Asbury Park. So time for just one more play here for Silk City. We'll expect that this will go in the direction of the end zone as Patterson U has 2 defenders back deep. One of them inside the 15-yard line, the other inside the 10-yard line. Now both of them standing along the 10-yard line of their defensive half. Tender will get the ball late as that ball had a play along the near sideline, and Patterson U will use a timeout ahead of this second down and long, again with just 3 seconds left to play in half number 1.
Gonna try to throw off the momentum of Silk City and David Tender as you see this replay right here to Larry Wingo.
That was the play a couple of plays ago.
That got them with great field advantage. Looking to close out this first half with a chuck back to Ward. He was like, oh, it's too many green jerseys.
Yeah, too many jerseys out in front of me.
I'm just going to run it out. Let's just stop the clock. Why don't we?
That play, though, certainly sets up Silk City for this chance at points here in the closing stages of our first half. We'll see what the Animals decide to do. See what they have drawn up here. Had a little bit more time, Brona, to come up with a solution and a chance here to try to get some more points.
Absolutely, but we see Tender loves to play under pressure, so let's see if them slowing it down now causes any kind of panic. Probably not, but
3 receivers, 2 tenders left. Drop back. He's got time as Patterson U only brought 2 blitzers.
Tender
now a
evading,
third.
still evading. Can't get it to go.
Tender in trouble. Makes a man miss.
Whoa!
From the 40-yard line,
So much
launches
time.
one to the end zone and intercepted by Patterson U. Here's the U on the run back. A chance at points for Patterson U. Can Kyle Ward run him down? It's a foot race to the 15, 10, 5, and into the end zone for the score.
Oh,
to flip the field, Patterson U, Dakari Mims.
Ladies and gentlemen, the U said it's our show right now. And they're talking big to David Tender, who really did such an amazing job keeping it in play for so long. But again, the U, they called that timeout. We've seen Tender really great under pressure when he's ready to snap it super quickly. This time he had so much time, too much time to really think about it. Green jersey's coming his way. He runs it back almost, 30 yards to try to see if he can get an option. He finally decides to throw it after after he gets tripped up. Gets closer back to the line. And then this huge interception.
To no one in particular, though. He more so just sent it in the direction of the end zone. Great job by Mims to stay composed, though, and stay patient. He didn't, you don't want to go too far off where your spot is. You're covering a spot in that instance, and then just a foot race with Ward, and he beats him there. Dakari Mims now a receiving touchdown and a pick six, a 100-yard pick six from end zone to end zone.
Whoa. Incredible. And I believe that throw was clearly a Hail Mary to Ward. Maybe Tender was hoping he would step up a little bit closer to receive that, but was still just way too far back. And number 9.
Dakari Mims.
Dakari Mims getting his workout in, getting his cardio in, running end zone to end zone.
So as we've been showing you these replays, our two teams came together at midfield along the Silk City sideline, and we had a few flags down on the field. Now, Patterson, you just keep backing them up here. Because, again, we're about to get to halftime.
Yeah,
but
eventually.
We first need to, it's the point after.
We need to figure this out.
Yeah, not an extra point attempt, but the point after. We still need to complete the touchdown and point after. So, I don't know if this is a 1-point conversion or a 2-point conversion.
Or 2, because now they're pushed back some.
It's coming from the 25-yard line, Bruno.
Oh,
so
my gosh.
Let's see what Patterson U decides to do here.
First, if they get their men set on the field and focused on the plan of action here.
Patterson U, they do have 6, or I guess they did have 7. Here is number 1 in green. That's
Whoa.
1 in green, intercepted in the end zone. I believe that's now a dead ball, as it is a dead ball on a turnover on one of these conversions. So that will finally bring us to halftime. A little bit of a delay there with just the after the play ahead of the conversion attempt. Sends us to halftime, and this one's gotten close, Brana. Silk City, 21. Patterson U, 20. That interception return for a touchdown really changing this game as we head to halftime, 21-20. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back live here. You are watching the A7FL football.
Thank you.
I'm gonna have some highlights for you guys. Real good. And then we'll have another 2-minute break.
Okay.
And then we'll get into it if we can. If we need to take another break Yeah, we will.
Okay. Oh man, that was insane. That was crazy. How much time do we have?
Well, we're going to come back from break in 2 minutes.
Okay.
And we got 2 minutes and 40 seconds of highlights. And
Back here, ladies and gentlemen, from Asbury Park High School. You are watching the A7FL Silk City and Patterson U. There's DT3 David Tender flexing on him. That was the opening score of our game, Brana, which gave Silk City an early lead.
Yeah, it was incredible effort by David Tender, but don't forget who we're playing against here. Here you see that big, huge throw
He can do
to
it on
Kyle Ward.
He can do it on the ground, through the air, however you need it done. David Tender can do just that. Great to see him healthy here towards the end of this season. Here's Huff,
But then Huff
loading up
came
and fires.
in and said, wait, I could do that too.
That was one of 2 touchdowns for Dakari Mims. That was a long receiving touchdown. And if you were with us just a couple moments ago, the pick 6, I imagine we will see it here in a little bit on this replay. But prior, is that Mims that got burnt? I don't think so. There, number 9 in green. It wasn't. Instead, it was somebody else. But nonetheless, Larry Wingo on the long touchdown reception.
We've seen a lot through the air between these 2 quarterbacks. A tale of 2 QBs. Very different, but very accurate.
That was on the conversion for 1 point.
To KP. He's had 2 of those today.
And then as we were saying, not exactly the tush push, but a variation of it. And it's just so fitting that they're in green as well.
Yeah. And really great to see Huff out here doing his thing.
That was on the conversion for 2. And then momentarily we should see that big interception return for a touchdown. This will be the play prior, though, earlier on the drive.
That landed them at really great field position.
Wingo, eyes up, head up, whoop.
Gave it to Ward. Thought he was going to do something with it, but he said, you know, let's just stop the clock real quick. It's too many green jerseys going on. And this is what you were talking about, Ryan. The pick 6. Tender making it look like he was actually going to get away with it and turn it into something, but no.
And at this point right here, it's probably, what, a 3v1? Ward trying to recover. He was running from the goal line, both of those 2 players, Mims and then Ward chasing him down. Sends us to halftime at 21-20. Pretty much exactly how we would have guessed that this game would have went. 2 high-scoring teams. Silk City scores 42 points per game. Patterson U up over 34 points per game. So something we expected. High-scoring Patterson U certainly was a little bit slow out of the gates. They had a fairly light sideline. They needed some guys to show up as we got started here this afternoon. And the U has certainly turned this game around and has made this a very tight one, what we were expecting here this afternoon. We will step aside here during halftime. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with second half action live right here from Asbury Park High School. Back here, ladies and gentlemen, out of our halftime break. As you see there on your scoreboard, it's the Silk City Animals coming into the afternoon, a record of 4-0, undefeated, trying to complete that undefeated 2026 regular season. They're up 21-20 over fellow in-city rival up there in Patterson, New Jersey, the Silk City. Silk City leads 21-20.
And it's anybody's game now. Really, the scores 0-0 mentally between these two teams as they look to prove themselves number 1 and number 2 in the East, respectively. That's Silk City at number 1, Patterson, the U at number 2. So big head off today.
The run back by DK Butcher, excuse me. Just shy of midfield. He's surrounded by red jerseys. And here come the green jerseys from their sideline to give DK some support. So we'll head back over to the far sideline. And the U's offense will re-enter the field. Had a massive play defensively, Patterson U did at the end of that first half. You thought for a minute, oh, Silk City, they a chance to add some points on the board. You didn't think that Decory Mims was going to take it 100 yards on a pick 6. Able to get some open field, took it all the way back, and that sets up our score at 21-20. Quick pass and catch. And out of play, along, or I should say, just momentum stopped, and then this time incomplete, trying to get that quick pass again towards the near numbers.
Same receiver there, number 1, trying to find some space to do something.
It's either Kareem Walker or Dion Davis, number 1 in green for Patterson U.
As I got the 2 receivers out closer to this near sideline.
Huff pitch it out to his right for his man. Big stiff arm there along the far sideline and pushed out of play.
And that's number 10.
Daniel Griffin. Dan the man, number 10, big man there, standing to the right of Huff. Quick pass out to the near sideline. I believe that's DuBose.
Hostawa. You picking it up, the speed right now.
Patterson U working quickly here. Huff will keep it himself, and on the option, pitches it to his right, and Dan the man, Daniel Griffin, a tough man to take down in the open field. And the U moving the chains as they make their way towards the end zone. And a flag will come in, whistles prior to that flag and prior to the snap, and it's a defensive penalty. Again, most of the penalties that we've seen pre-snap have come as defensive offsides, essentially. We did have one, whether it was a false start or in high school, college, the NFL, you could say that false start motion could be a infraction offensively prior to the snap, a legal formation, legal motion. We'll take it as a false start here this afternoon. So there's a Silk City animal down on the ground. Actually, there's going to be two. Two animals are down on the ground looking for some help. As we might step aside here as our two teams will surround the Silk City player at the end of that play. Try to see if we can get an idea who it might have been. Number 3 in red, and right away went to clutch. Looks like he might have gone folded up on there.
A little bit of a clip
big man, number
on the lower
10.
half of his leg. And
I don't know if we want to be showing these replays too
not
many
gonna
more times. Yeah, he went right away, went to go grab for his right knee. I believe it was number 3 in red for Silk City.
That's going to be a hard one as these players take a knee and give him some time. But Ryan, you were talking about, the penalties on the line. We've seen a lot of it today, whether it's offensively or defensively, somebody just jump starting, and it's just because of how quickly these players play in this league. They're ready to go immediately. We'll
be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. Just over 12 minutes left to play in quarter number 3 here from Asbury Park. And we're back here, ladies and gentlemen. Just under 13 minutes left to play in our third quarter, as it was great to see number 3 in red. Not entirely sure who that is, but he was able to walk off the field with some help. So very good to see that. We were all very nervous at first when we saw Dan Griffin rolling up on a much smaller defender. Griffin in the backfield here. He'll shift from Huffin's left to his right, and will take the draw play. Griffin into the end zone, untouched for the score. That gives Patterson U their first lead of the afternoon. However, there is a flag down. Is a flag down on the play. Great run, great blocking out in front of Griffin. But instead, the ball will be spotted back to the 20-yard line. So take the touchdown off the board. Now Huff will line up in the empty. There's a receiver. Sneaky around along the far sideline. A pitch. And tackled down to the 5-yard line. It was number 14 in green. Divine Epps was sort of hiding along the far sideline. That's the Patterson U sideline. 2 receivers were to the bottom of the screen. And a fresh set of first down and goal here for the U. See that replay one more time. You see number 14 in green hiding along the far sideline. He was hiding behind the official along the far sideline. The pitch, that was to Big Play Haas, who was eventually tackled down here to the 4-yard line. First down and goal. Mayweather trying to get to the end zone, reaches out across the plane, and he's in for the score. Patterson U takes their first lead here this afternoon. Mayweather, his second touchdown on the afternoon. as the U takes a 26-21 lead pending the conversion. It will be a 2-point conversion from the 10-yard line. Here's Huffin. Rolling to his right. In trouble. Now back to his left. Going to stumble. And let this pass go to the end zone, and it will fall incomplete. So Patterson U takes their first lead of the afternoon on a 5-yard carry by Willie Mayweather. Gives the U their first lead of the afternoon. It's 26-21 with over 11 minutes left to play here in our third quarter. As performance meets technology with no-limit biometric wearables. Real-time data built into athletic shorts. No chest straps or guesswork required. Go ahead, scan the QR code and check them out at nolimit.pro. So you can optimize your training and perform at your peak. Train smarter and recover faster with No Limit Pro. The throw off as Silk City now finds themselves trailing here this afternoon.
They don't often find themselves trailing, so here's Kyle Ward seeing what he could do for his team.
Making some men miss and then tackled down along the far sideline. Nice return there by Ward.
David Tender and his team are going to look to hopefully shift the momentum back their way and continue on a undefeated season. When I talked to him this week and I asked him what is the plan to continue the success of such a amazing season, he said, you know, we don't overthink it. We come in every week, we lock in, and we handle what's in front of us. Nobody's really worried about the record, he said. He said, it's just about doing our job.
And Silk City collectively going to need to do their jobs. They've surrendered 3 unanswered touchdowns, including that interception returned for a touchdown to end our first half.
We saw at the end of that first half that big pick six and the effort that Tender really tried to admit to make something happen on such a chaotic play. So he definitely had a little bit of a emotional reaction, as he should have. And now it's time to lock in, like he said, and really make things work out.
Tender, 2-step drop, will fire over the middle, had a wide open man, but Tender was just unable to get that pass to him.
A little bit short.
It was number 6 in red, Mean Machine Wright, was downfield across midfield, and the pass just a step or two shy of him, behind him. And there was a green jersey in the area as well. Might have also gotten a hand on that pass as well.
Sort of cut off the vision of David Tender and his eligible receiver.
So a 3rd down and long, 3rd down and 12 here for Silk City. First down yard to gain across midfield. It's the 47-yard line. Tender across midfield, rumbling his way, and had 4 or 5 green jerseys around him, and Tender just kept his legs churning as he's across the Patterson U 35-yard line. A great pickup there by Tender on the ground.
Great mentality of Tender. He's frustrated with those last few options he had, tried to throw it to his eligible receivers and sees the field open up in front of him. Even though there were 3 jerseys, he had to tussle through to really get some opportunity downfield. Incredible work by this man, David Tender.
As great Chris Berman would say for ESPN, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling his way downfield.
He did. Looking like a wrecking ball going down the field.
First down handoff for Silk City out along the far sideline and pushed out of play after crossing the 10-yard line. That's number 5 in red for Silk City, Quani Morgan.
Kwani Morgan, we haven't seen him.
Haven't called his name yet here this afternoon.
Not at all, but it was definitely a name that we were looking to call. So thank you, Kwani, for coming in this second half and presenting some more opportunities for Tender. I mean, there's so much depth and talent on this team. It's truly incredible what the Animals have built in such a short period of time.
Now, unfortunately for Morgan and Silk City, looks like there are 2 penalty flags down on the field. And from the looks of it, our 2 teams backing up, the Animals backing it up. So it looks like the penalty will be going against Silk City. And after big plays, recovery matters, especially after the play that we saw a little while ago where Silk City player was rolled up on. Kinetic Relief delivers fast, plant-based relief to keep you moving. Go ahead and scan the QR code at the bottom right corner of your screen for a chance to win a free sample, and visit kineticrelief.com.
The way these guys have been roughhousing each other today, definitely going to need that kinetic relief.
Oh, absolutely, certainly. I can't imagine going to the office on Monday morning.
No.
Or just whatever, going wherever you got to go to work on Monday morning. And just, I know I feel it every so often, Bronna.
Yes.
I play in a box lacrosse league
Ooh.
on Wednesday nights. It's
So
like
you
a
know.
pickup, show up, and sort of, we just make teams and play. Thursday morning is typically a very slow
rough.
start to the morning, and you're feeling it.
Listen,
so I can only imagine how these guys are feeling.
Once an athlete, always an athlete. Okay, somehow you just power through it. It's the mind over matter, right?
Absolutely, and this is big hits.
Yeah.
In men's league lacrosse, if I take a big hit up around the shoulder area, I'm like, come on, guys,
Yeah.
this is men's league. We all got to go to work tomorrow. Let's not get hurt.
Let's be gentle. Let's be gentle. Not here. Not in A7. Definitely not. I'm going to come at you strong, but you got to get the wrap around, okay? Again, there
Absolutely.
are rules here in this league. You can't do anything crazy or try to hurt anybody in a purposeful manner. Get that safe wrap around.
Here's another big carry here along the far sideline.
Kwani Morgan.
That was Morgan again.
He's definitely going to be looking for his first touchdown of this game. He had, I believe, 3 last week against BIC, created most of the offensive momentum for the Animals, and they're going to be looking to use that talent here in the second half. They definitely need him. They've used all their weapons thus far, and Kyle Ward with that touchdown, KP with his conversions. But now
Morgan's last carry was wiped off as it was a 10-yard, likely a holding penalty called against Silk City. I believe we have a Patterson U timeout down on the field as the 2 sidelines sort of spill onto the field. We have 7:20 left to play in our third quarter. And for all you watching, you can bring a team to your city. Make sure to visit A7FL.com/owners to view the information about how you can found your own team. Even though I didn't use the correct tense there on find, you can establish. There we go. Establish
Exactly.
your own team in your own city. Again, make sure to visit A7FL.com/owners. That was a Patterson U timeout. Sets up 2nd down and 9 for Silk City. Play action, thrown into traffic and incomplete. Fortunate there for Silk City that pass found the turf. 2 receivers, but also a handful of defenders in the area for Patterson U.
Silk City struggling to figure out a way to get past this down.
It'll be 3rd down and a long 8 from the Patterson U 33-yard line. As we approach 6 minutes to play in our third quarter. 1 receiver to the top of your screen, and that's Kwani Morgan, 5 in red, lined up to Tender's right.
Pressure comes immediately. Joker tries to pick it up.
and just could not hang on. He didn't cleanly receive it. He bobbled it right as it got to him. Set up a 4th down and long, and we'll see what Silk City decides to do with this 4th down as we hit the 6-minute mark here.
Tender may have not seen this kind of pressure all season just yet. It's really starting to heat up and get under his skin, it seems.
This is a big-time game, Brawner. The winner will be the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference heading into the playoffs to begin next week. Here's Tender.
There we go,
Clean
some
pocket,
time.
steps up to his right and makes a man miss. Nice swim move, another swim move, and Tender
He's
in
looking
the
for
open
it.
field.
He's going for it.
Into the end zone for the touchdown. However, there is a flag behind the play, and it is a holding penalty. That'll bring that run all the way back and
that
wipe the touchdown
work.
off the board.
All that work. Maybe it's just a lesson learned for this Silk City team and David Tender. He knew he had to do something else with all that pressure continuously coming his way, several plays in a row, and he decides, well, I'm just going to look downfield for my own opportunity to make a big play.
It was likely right there just a couple beats ago, number 50. Again, as I mentioned before, once the quarterback starts moving around outside the pocket, the offensive lineman might not necessarily know that. So you see right here, now if you watch number 50 and 54, you see the grab right there. That's what backs this play all the way up.
And obviously good intentions on trying to get Tender to have the opportunity to do something. But if it's going to be called back, you just have to play the football play. You know it's not going to go your way. He should have just let him go or tried to reset, call some help up, find an extra man to, you know, fill the gap that you may not be able to fill. And unfortunately, that is just going to hurt for the Animals.
Great run, though, by Tender.
Absolutely.
Made one man miss, another man miss.
Showing off. He's going to show off either way, but fourth and 33. Wow.
And Silk City will opt to quote-unquote punt.
Yeah.
It'll be, again, a 3-on-1 throw-off for Silk City. They'll send it down the other way to Patterson U. 5:27 left to play in our 3rd quarter. Now, I don't know if this is a 4th and 33 because it was a 3rd and 8. Or maybe it was a 4th and 8 on that last play. But regardless, I don't know if the 10-yard penalty backed him up this far. And we'll get whistles here ahead of this throw-off and a flag.
I believe he passed the line to throw.
And it looks like that is the call.
And the frustration here just stacking up for Silk City. And right now, it's the accountability factor, right? Obviously, the refs are going to come in and do their jobs and call the mistakes, but you can't let all of that get inside your head and ruin your opportunity to make a play and make a difference in this game. It's still so close, just a 5-point differential. You know, you got to just let that go. You got to just wipe it off your shoulder as you see Tender talking to the sidelines. So maybe he's trying to reboost his confidence here for the throw-off.
Tender puts one up, and it's going to go out of play along the near sideline. Unable to do that on the throw-off, kickoff, quote-unquote, but on the punt throw-off, able to send it out of play. Good field position down to the 20-yard line, or I should say good throw to set up defensively good field position for Silk City as Patterson U's offense retakes the field, leading by 5 points. And 3 unanswered touchdowns from Silk City. 2 offensive touchdowns, and then that Dakari Mims 100-yard interception returned for a score to end our first half.
And the U definitely here to prove why they are so competitive in this league, in this conference, going up against current #1 in Silk City. They say, well, we're here to play.
Check out some scores, Brana, from around the A7FL. Trenton BIC knocked off the Virginia Heathens earlier this afternoon, a final score of 51-14. And the Lexington Phantoms held on at home, a big 33-0 win. They blank the East Orange Renegades. Second down here for Patterson U. Handoff and about a loss of one or no gain for Mayweather as he took the carry. And then those scores set up our Eastern Conference bracket as number 6 Slow there to get up and a bit of a stumble as he makes his way to our near sideline. So Silk City, Patterson U up at the top of the standings, currently sitting at 4-0 and 3-1 respectively. And then Trenton BIC and Lexington getting wins earlier this afternoon. They both improve to 3-2. East Orange falls to 1-4. Virginia 0-5. So really, Patterson U, this is an important game for them.
Yeah.
Because if you lose, you also fall to 3-2. Now, Patterson U beat Trenton. Trenton beat Lexington, but Lexington beat Patterson U. So how will that three-way tie, how will that be decided?
Today.
It brings question marks. And if you're Patterson U, you don't want those question marks. You want to figure it out right now. You want that first round bye next week.
Yeah.
Silk City also with a loss regardless. They have the first round bye next week, so they'll be able to watch the other games going on. It'll be the number 3 seed versus the number 6 seed, as well as the number 4 seed versus the number 5 seed next week for the first round. Those winners will then move on to play the top 2 seeds against Silk City. They have one of those top 2 seeds locked up. It's whether or not Patterson U can hold on to this 5-point lead, and they would also have one of those buys. Here's an interesting play. It was Huff who carried along the far sideline, pretty much made a beeline for that far sideline. Got to around the 40 or 45-yard line, and then he lateraled it to midfield into the hands of Markeith Williamson, who takes it across midfield and tackled down across the 40-yard line. Nice play there by Patterson U.
Great play.
See it again here.
Keeping things alive. Huff always looking for the other option. Good job on Markeith just standing there. He knew he was open. Nobody was paying attention to him to get some extra yardage on that play and really set up the U for a big chance here to continue to build their lead against Silk City.
McCarthy, wearing 21 in red, jumps early there on that first down play. He'll be charged with an offsides, and Patterson U will have this first down and 5 yards north of where their first down and 10 would have been. Now on that replay, it happened quick. Would have been surprised if there was replay, because that lateral did look like it possibly could have been a forward lateral on that last play.
I saw that too.
Well, right along the 40-yard line, it was sort of a good vantage point. Here's another lateral. And again, you can right away hear the Silk City sideline trying to say, hey, that could have been a legal forward pass downfield as we tick down towards 2 minutes in our third quarter. There's that replay again. Right along the 40-yard line. It looked like he might have let it go behind the 40-yard line. And then it was received by number 3 in green. That's DK Butcher. Looks like he was across the 40-yard line when he received it. However, we will play on. First down and 10 for the U from the Silk City 28-yard line.
I always say the ball doesn't lie. So we're going to see if this drive leads to what the U wants, which is ultimately a touchdown.
Pitch. That's for number 1 in green.
That is Prince Raheem.
There we go. Thank you.
No worries. We were looking for his name earlier. Found you, Mr. Prince.
Found
number
you,
1.
Prince. I want to make sure we always call out names for everybody.
Yeah.
Credit when good things happen.
Give these guys their limelight. They're not here on a Sunday afternoon in chilly Asbury for no reason.
Second down upcoming here for the Patterson U. 2 receivers right, one of them in motion. And the running back lined up to the
Snags.
left.
Looking for
Huffin.
blue.
And into the end zone for the score. That's Snags Sosa. Tell right away from all the orange as Patterson U adds some more points and adds to their lead.
Snags. Snagging the touchdown for the U.
And now Patterson U will look to try to convert. Looks like on the 1-point conversion from 5 yards out to continue to look to extend this now 11-point lead. Now 4 unanswered scores for Patterson U.
Oof. Tough place to be if you're Silk City. They've been so chill this whole season. They really haven't faced too much adversity. But now, here in the last regular season game, they are feeling the brunt force of facing off against a team that is super, super tight in the competition that Silk City also brings. So now it's kind of like looking in a mirror. Who are we going to be today? That's the question that the U and Silk City are both asking themselves, but the U obviously feeling a little bit happier in what they've been able to produce so far with this lead.
We had a whistle and a reset ahead of this conversion. Backed them up to the 10-yard line. I don't know if it's a penalty back up to the 10 or if this is now a 2-point conversion from the 10-yard line. This time it's OG Buck. Lofts it to the near corner of the end zone into the hands of Marlon Anderson. Tommy toe tap for the conversion, and it will be a 1-point conversion.
Tommy toe tap.
Makes our score 33-21. Patterson U on top as we step aside. The 1-point conversion, good. I thought we were going to see the replay there, but it was good on that last play. OG Buck finding Anderson in the back of the end zone. Didn't need to use those toe taps, but just in case, has them in his back pocket if need be, can get those toes down. Huff will fire this one over the head of Ward and into the end zone, and it will be a touchback for Silk City. Trailing by 12, 2 scores. The Animals really need to start getting something put together here as we're in the final minute of our third quarter, Brona.
And they need to do it quickly. That is for sure. Not a lot of time left in this quarter and in this game to reset the momentum and the lead for your team. The U is feeling real good about our offense, so now the defense steps in and see if they continue to stop Silk City. And Silk City has had one of the best offenses this season of the entire league. They had that big win over BIC last weekend 46-40. That was the tightest, one of the tightest games that they have faced as far as adversity, skill, and competition. Here they are again. Let's see what they can do.
Tender finds the Joker for a pickup of about a yard, but as you just said, Silk City and Trenton last week, big time game. Silk City came out on top 46-40 right here at Asbury Park. Trenton BIC, the reigning, defending champions of the A7FL. So
Yep.
both of these two teams, Silk City and Patterson U, certainly are two contenders with Trenton BIC for that title this season. Obviously, you've got the teams out west as well.
And the U, a lot
Tender.
of history.
Over the middle, incomplete, intended for Larry Wingo. He was unable to come up with the pass as he dove down to try to corral it along the turf. You heard the buzzer midway through that play to end our third quarter. Patterson U, a 33-21 lead with 15 minutes left to play. Don't go anywhere as you're watching the A7FL live right here from Asbury Park High School. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe. You can check out the A7FL live at A7FL or youtube.com/the A7FL. You can also jump into the live chat on YouTube as well. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe to never miss the hits, the highlights, and the best in no pads football. Fourth quarter on the other side of this quick break. Don't go anywhere. Fourth quarter action, ladies and gentlemen, here from Asbury Park High School, as Patterson U looks to avenge their 2025 defeat to Silk City, a game where they'd surrendered over 60 points just a year ago. Big play, first play to get us started, and Ward tackled down from behind. That's exactly, Brawna, what Silk City needed to get this fourth quarter started.
Yeah, you said it. That's exactly what they needed. They haven't seen a big play in a while. They've seen a lot of big attempts, but not many big plays to get them downfield like this. What an incredible move by Tender under pressure, per usual. But Kyle Ward, he said, I got you, man.
He hung in there, delivered a great pass for Ward in stride, who gets taken down from behind. Down to the 25-yard line of Patterson U. Silk City right back in business here. Handoff for Kwani Morgan, who takes it out of play along our near sideline. A late flag did come in.
Looks like that's going to be on the Animals, the way that they are reacting.
The reactions, really. As we're a minute through our fourth quarter, likely going to be a holding penalty here. Looks like it's number 71, Chris Coles, who was trying to, or it looked like he was the one trying to plead his case.
Absolutely. I mean, this offensive line has been just incredible for David Tender this season, and right now they are facing the biggest of their competition as far as defensive linemen goes in the U. They're really bringing it. They're really fighting for every inch trying to get a touch on Tender and also on Kwani.
I don't know about that call, Brana.
Yeah.
I think number 11, that's Huff, playing on the defensive side of the football here for the Patterson U. I think he sold it a little bit. Here's a 1st and long, 1st and 20, following the 10-yard holding penalty for Silk City. Nice pass and catch. Tender for KP, Kasim Perry.
Making up that yardage for that penalty there.
Certainly did. Sets up a 2nd down and about 8 for Silk City.
Again, I said the ball doesn't lie. You know, the refs are doing their jobs. They're trying to do their jobs. But the players are also trying to fight for their right to win.
Man in motion is Ward. Fakes the handoff. Tender quickly in trouble over the middle. Pass was behind Perry, and he was unable to hold it in. He's looking for a flag, but truly it was the pass just a step or two behind him. He was able to get his hands on it, but unable to hold it in.
It was a 1v1. KP was trying to get in there quickly, slid, wasn't able to bring it in. Still a good, solid attempt by the Animals.
Sets up a big 3rd down here for Silk City. As we're just about 3 minutes through our 4th quarter. 3rd down and 8. Snap will come from the hash mark, our only hash mark, as the far hash is the far sideline. 4-man blitz from Patterson U. Lofted up to the near corner of the end zone, just along the goal line. Hauled in by Larry Wingo.
Larry Wingo bringing it down right at the goal line. Almost didn't know if that was going to be called a touchdown, but they got it to go. They needed that.
Gets his feet in bounds and
Look at the
hangs
blocking.
on. Tender does a good job of getting that pass lofted up over the defensive line, and then what a spot.
And it looks like the defensive lineman kind of hesitated there. I think we saw a roughing the passer earlier this game, so maybe we're trying to avoid that. You know that Tender has a quick release.
And you also got to play the tuck and run.
Yep, but the U definitely hesitated just a little bit, gave Tender that extra millisecond to throw it off accurately to Wingo.
Now a big conversion here. They're going to go for 1 point from 5 yards out. That would make it a 5-point game. Tender, quick pass for
Too easy.
the Joker. Looks like they had a quick conversation ahead of that snap. They knew exactly what they wanted to do. And that'll make our score 33-28, just inside 12 minutes here from Asbury Park High School.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a game. A game is being had.
This game break is brought to you by No Limit. Wearable biometric shorts delivering real-time performance data. You can train smarter, recover better, perform better. Make sure you scan that QR code bottom right corner of your screen to learn more. And you can also visit nolimit.pro. 33-28, 12 minutes left to play here from Asbury Park High School. Tender getting ready to throw this one off.
Now we get to see how the U is going to respond as far as the momentum shifting in the Animals' favor now in the 4th quarter. If now's the time you're going to get hot, it's right now.
Here's Mayweather. Couple touchdowns on the day. Up along the near sideline.
Looking for another
and gets
one.
past his man.
Is he going to catch up to him?
Foot race. Finally dragged down from behind by the head and neck area. And
There's
then
the
comes
flag.
that horse collar flag. Had to chase him down, though. Had to get him on the ground. That was number 10 in red who came in and made that tackle. As now both teams again coming out onto the middle of the field. They weren't happy with that tackle on their running back, Willie Mayweather.
Mayweather, with all the power, gets away from the first tackle and then has to be brought down by the collar of calls. Number 10 flips him down, and there's a flag immediately.
We will step aside for a quick break ahead of this next Patterson U offensive drive. Don't go anywhere. The U is leading 33-28 live here from Asbury Park High School. And back here, ladies and gentlemen, ahead of this upcoming Patterson U drive, as you see right there, Daniel Griffin, quick conversation with Markeith Williamson as well as Quattrell Huffin, trying to figure out what they want to do here on this next drive. Very short field following the long Willie Mayweather throw-off return. Two receivers right of Huff and a running back to his left. And the pitch for Griffin, tackled down after a pickup of about 4 yards.
Dirty Dan in there trying to pick up a few yards for the U. And the audience may hear as there's some passionate fans right below us in the box.
There are only a handful or two of fans here.
Yeah.
Just obviously, again, with the elements, it was a rainy start, the wind. We can't see the American flag. I don't know if our wide shot sees it, but it has been blowing from left to right, the wind today, very consistently. So, understandably so, why the fans might have chose to watch us live here on either YouTube, DAZN, or Scripps Sports. Griffin trying to stretch it out along the far sideline. I don't think he got to the goal line.
Real close.
A flag did come out, though. It was a penalty flag thrown on the play. And it's going to come against Patterson U, and there is a Patterson U player down on the field.
Here's that replay for you.
Silk City Animal down on the field as well. Player from each team.
Huff handing it off to Dirty Dan, going to his left. Block, beautiful. And then just tripped up right at the 1 yard line by number 30 in red.
Players coming back together as, again, there's a Silk City Animal on the ground. There's a Patterson U player down on the ground. Flags, same official, just whipped out 2 flags, one out of each pocket.
Y'all, when we come back.
Players are asking why, and he's just saying, hey, got guys on the far sideline. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere.
Break. Is there something that
And we're back here, ladies and gentlemen, from Asbury Park High School in Asbury Park, New Jersey. We're just about a block or two, maybe 3 or 4. We're a couple blocks away from the waterfront, Jersey Shore, here in beautiful Asbury Park, New Jersey. Couple flags thrown following that last play. We do have an ejection, number 47 for Patterson U. He's been ejected following that last play. See if we get a replay here, but I heard a down and distance, and I want to see it before we believe it.
Should be 2nd and 21.
There we go. See that replay again here, what they might have called as the play went
You may have not seen it
other
on
way.
cam. There was some injuries, look like, in the middle of the line.
And it was good to see that both players, one from each team that were injured, they both walked off the field by themselves, and you can see that player down on the field there. Both were able to walk off the field with some help. Here's Huff. Cross field pass, finds his man, Daniel Griffin, into the end zone for the score.
Another incredible fake by Huff to Dirty Dan, and then Dirty Dan actually gets the screen option to be free, wide open, down the field, and catches it for the touchdown.
Extends Patterson U's lead to 39-28, pending the point after conversion.
Look at this.
On the play action.
Sold it.
And Griffin did a good job selling the fake, and then wide open in the middle of the field, just had to locate that pass. And into the end zone for the score. We'll see what Patterson U decides to do here on the conversion attempts.
Game's not over yet. 10 minutes, 56 seconds left here in Asbury Park as the sun begins to set, or at least the cloud cover begins to come back.
Turned into a decent day here on this Sunday, April the 19th. Again, it's very windy, blowing from left to right. It's been consistent throughout the afternoon, but chillier temperatures than we've had. Here's the conversion attempt. Huff will step up, 4-man blitz, tries to sneak that pass along the near sideline, and it's going to fall incomplete. So Patterson U will throw it off, leading 39-28 inside 11 minutes left to play here from Asbury Park High School. And ladies and gentlemen, you can jump into the live chat on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe at youtube.com/the A7FL. That's youtube.com/the A7FL, and never miss the hits, the highlights, and the best in no pads football.
Hi from the booth.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody?
Hey, guys.
Ryan Holzfuss and Braun Marks here with you. Again, on this beautiful Sunday, April the 19th from Asbury Park. There's your production set up there, right in the middle booth here at Asbury Park High School. Production led by Ryan DePaul. We've got Jaquan Mason operating graphics here for us this afternoon as throw off into the end zone for a touchback. Jared Wright, Carl Meisner, some of your cameramen located around the venue here this afternoon, bringing you all the sights and sounds. That's our team here from Asbury Park High School.
I feel like Tender waving to the camera. Hi, Mom. If you're watching.
Well, Tender's got a lot of work to do. His team trailing by 2 scores.
Still. Got out ahead very early. The Animals so efficient. As soon as the whistle blows to start any game, they're ready to go. But as the game goes on, anything can change, really.
First down carry for Quani Morgan. Pickup of 10 plus. Be a first down for Silk City. And they're going to need to try to string a few of these first downs together if they want to try to take the lead and get back into this one. Another handoff for Morgan, excuse me. Ball on the ground. And it looks like they're going to whistle the play dead prior to that fumble.
It looks like he was down, but of course, everybody's going to argue
As Butcher takes it all the way into the end zone, just a formality running it back. He'll drop the football right there at the goal line.
It looks like one of the refs threw a flag also after all that hubbub on the sideline. Here you see the replay. Again, the handoff to Kwani, able to just get past several defenders, evade them, then the ball comes out. It looks like he was down for a while before that happened.
Officials will get together to try to sort this one out. 10:30 left to play here between Patterson U and Silk City. Silk City had a 14-0 lead at one point.
Number 74, he's standing there pointing their way.
It's the gentleman in the gray sweatshirt, I believe you're saying, across the field. Oh, different 74. Actually, I was thinking 47.
Closer
the player that got ejected. That's who I thought you were talking to. I switched those numbers up in my head, so my apologies there.
No worries.
Not sure if they're reviewing this fumble possibly. Didn't really have a good viewpoint there. We didn't necessarily have a great angle, but it looked like possibly the ball might have been on its way out or in the process of being ripped out.
Maybe just a little bit of loss of control.
The call on the field was down by contact, so it would take a lot to try to overturn this.
Here's our ref trying to talk it out.
And we'll step aside for a break. Live right here, the A7FL. And a quick break back here, ladies and gentlemen, from Asbury Park. As they sort it out. First down and 10 for Silk City. Here's a big run.
Here we
Long
go.
iron near sideline.
Come on.
Morgan, a foot race. He'll opt to drift out of bounds. A big run there for Silk City. Sets them back up in business here from the 16-yard line.
Silk City said, "You're holding up our progress. What are we doing?" Make a decision so we can make the play. Kwani Morgan, ready to go.
Big carry there following his blocks. He's got the carry again here on first down. Down towards the end zone, dragged down from around his head, neck area, but just shy of the end zone. Looks like the defender might have gotten a hold of his hair or his headpiece as he makes his way off the field. Silk City will check in a big body as Mean Machine, right, wearing 6 in red, gets on the field. Tender will take it himself.
With the keep.
And into the end zone for the score.
Kwani Morgan kind of limps off the field gingerly there after getting his team in amazing field position for that touchdown. All that hold up over that possible fumble, and the Animals have proved their point that they were going to get to the end zone regardless of all the conversation that was going on around that play. They were ready to make it happen.
For Tender, that's his second rushing touchdown on the afternoon, 4th touchdown overall. Or excuse me, 5th touchdown overall. And now a 2-point attempt here for Silk City. They trail by 5. Looking to try to make this a 3-point football game.
Are we going to have somebody explain to us if there's an overtime rules?
Silk City, they'll line up 2. We'll get there when we get there.
We'll get there when we get there. We still got a lot of time
Tender,
left.
pump fake, in trouble. Flag comes in.
Don't hold me to it.
Now rolling to his right, throws it back to his left, pass knocked down. Nice defensive play there by Anthony Diaz wearing 14 in green.
Just swatted away there. Tender again with all the time in the world, as he usually has it. But again, time not on his side for that one. No score.
We're lucky we got this door closed, Brona. The production doesn't like the O word.
Yeah.
The production doesn't like the O word.
So
But yeah,
sorry,
we
y'all.
might get some overtime, certainly. Two great teams,
I'm just
39-34. Looks like we're going to replay.
It's a close one. It's real tight. So I just, I want to be
Absolutely.
prepared.
We're going to replay that conversion attempt.
Seems like both teams are very locked in on the scoring initiative. Okay, so where are we going to land with that, considering
Absolutely.
9 minutes left here?
I
Little over
assume this
9.
is a 2-point conversion from the 5-yard line following a defensive penalty. Tender, can he get there? Yes, he does. Sneaks his way into the end zone. I believe that is a 2-point conversion for Silk City, and it is to make the score 39-36 as we approach 9 minutes left to play.
And isn't Silk City just so advantageous to have David Tender as a quarterback? He really doesn't let much of anything phase him. This game has been just so difficult in the sense that you have these two highly competitive teams, two incredibly athletic quarterbacks going head-to-head and leading their team. And David Tender just, again, adding something else to his highlight reel. Proving.
Just a fantastic afternoon for DT3.
Yeah, incredible.
Makes it a 3-point game here towards our closing stages. However, Silk City going to need a big defensive stand. They've really struggled to slow down Patterson U offensively in this second half.
And then look at Tender, right from the conversion to the throw-off. Here he goes.
This one's going to be returned by Mayweather back to his 10-yard line.
Big money Mayweather. What's he going to do? Stiff arms Tender. Tender doesn't let go, though.
Yeah, he got a hold of that right hand, and he held on. Some words exchanged by them, too, as they
All
make their way
smiles.
to the sideline, and Mayweather getting ready for this next offensive drive.
Talk that talk and walk that walk. That's what these teams have been doing all day.
Two teams that know each other well, not just from playing in this league, but a good handful of these players are from Paterson, from that area. Obviously, probably pulling some players from surrounding areas.
A lot of Baltimore guys also.
On Patterson U, absolutely. Most of them played and went to William Patterson, but certainly a mix from the Baltimore, Maryland area. Here's Mayweather. Made the first man miss, and then two defenders dragged him down along the near sideline, just shy of the 40-yard line, the Patterson U 40-yard line. It is a first down, though.
The U has a lot of history also with this league, and even prior to this league, they have several championships, just a lot of big names, a lot of development. There was also some switch off. Huff played for Silk City, then he went back to the U. So it's just a lot of history between both of these teams, and you can see how much of it is really determining how competitive they are against each other. Brick by brick, they've built these teams for sure.
Here's Hoffo keeping himself, had Snag Sosa lined up to his left. Hard to miss him as he's got those orange sleeves, orange hat. I should say orange bandana really is more so what he has. Orange hood. There we go. Orange gloves, orange leg accessories, orange cleats, all orange.
As the U is inspired by Miami, I believe, the original orange and green.
Their logos do resemble, very close to it.
Yeah.
Two receivers, two Huff's right. The running back, Snag Sosa, was lined up to his left. And Huff trying to pitch it to Sosa along the far sideline. Ball to the turf and recovered by Silk City.
Woo!
McCarthy had a forced fumble and fumble recovery back in half number one. Comes up big again defensively. Again, this is just a one-score game.
Now it is.
Massive turnover for Silk City.
Number 21 doing his thing, showing up for the defense. Here's that replay for Huff. Huff often likes to hold the ball a little far away from his body. Sometimes that doesn't always work, and also tried to get away with a little bit of a trick lateral play. Silk City read that. Read it in weep.
Patterson U will use a timeout. Silk City not too happy about it. It seemed like there were some Patterson U players coming off the sideline and onto the field prior to the timeout. They're trying to say there were too many men on the field. And again, we'll see that replay one more time. Huff. Yep, extended the ball and tried to flip it out to his left.
2 snags.
And it never got there.
Snags wasn't close enough to retrieve it. Was definitely a risky play. Huff is definitely sometimes reward over risk. But this one didn't work out in his favor.
David Tender needs to come up clutch here. His team trailing by 3 points, just over 7 minutes left to play.
And man, what a season the Animals have had thus far. They really called it pretty close against BIC last week too. They didn't command the entire game, but they did command and come away with the win when it meant the most to it.
Handoff on first down, straight ahead. I believe that's Amari Thomas on the carry. He's tackled down, pushed down just shy of midfield. First down carry for Smart.
There you go, finds the hole. Tries to shake off 2 defenders. Pure ultimate brute strength from the running back.
Got a first down just shy of midfield. One receiver to Tender's left, one receiver to his right, and that's Thomas lined up to Tender's right in the backfield. Thomas will take the first down handoff and pushes forward for a gain of about a yard.
Silk City being real patient on what they're going to produce here. A little under 6 minutes left in this fourth.
And at this stage of the game, they are trailing, but you just said it, under 6 minutes. Clock is on their side. So not really in any rush.
Absolutely.
They want to take their time getting down the field. Ideally, you don't want Patterson U to get the ball back with too much time left on the clock.
There's Tender scraping his way forward for several yards there. Getting pulled down by all kinds of hands, jersey going every which way. That's a strong man right there.
And it'll set up a third down and short for Silk City.
There it is again, finds a hole. Number 2 pulling him, pulling him, pulling him. This guy's like a freight train going forward.
Third down and short. It's going to be a handoff for Kwani Morgan. Tries to get it back to Tender. Fortunate for Silk City. Tender able to get back on top of the football, but then dragged down from behind. It's going to be a fourth down upcoming here for Silk City.
Now is not the exact time that you want to have these real Hollywood plays going forward and, you know, create mistakes that are going to hurt you in the long run. Very lucky that Tender was wide awake and wide open there to bring it in.
Yeah, I don't know if that was necessarily something that they had drawn up.
Yeah.
I think it was more so Kwani Morgan just ran to his left and into a couple green jerseys and said, all right, let me see if I can make something of nothing here.
Of nothing.
And almost turned something of nothing into something real bad.
Exactly.
If it would have been a turnover at this stage in the game as we approach 4 minutes left to play.
And
Smart in the backfield with Tender.
Silk City real smart with how they use their time management.
And that was the fourth down play right there that Silk City needed to convert on, and they do. Quick pitch pass forward for Amari Thomas. He received the ball around the first down yard to gain and able to pick up the fresh set of downs, moves the sticks.
We saw Tender have to turn it over on downs very early on in this game. That's definitely not something that him and his team want to do right now. Still looking for the lead in this game.
One receiver at the bottom of your screen, that's Kyle Ward. And Kasim Perry is the receiver up at the top of the screen. Handoff again for Thomas, and right away, quickly, green jerseys into the backfield.
All pressure, no gains.
Led by number 22 in green, along with number, I believe that's 31 and 18. There along the Patterson U defensive line. Loss of 1 on the first down carry, sets up a second down and 11. As Quaney Morgan, number 5 in red, checks back in to the backfield for Silk City.
And you wonder when Tender is going to let this fly. Obviously, they are really working on time management right now. They want to milk the clock as much as possible and get ahead.
Absolutely. Play action. Quick pass for, that's Quaney Morgan. Tackled down at the 20-yard line.
Woo.
Nice pass and catch there from Tender to Morgan to pick up the first down on the second down and long.
Quaney
As we
just
quickly approach 2 minutes.
too quick on his feet. Gonna love this replay. Here's that fake and then a pass. Turns around, creates even more space for himself. Really great block by his teammate Kyle Ward there. And then he just gets strung up.
So it's going.
As we hit the 2-minute break, 2-minute warning live here from Asbury Park High School. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We have a 3-point game with just 2 minutes to play here in our closing stages. And back, ladies and gentlemen, out of the 2-minute warning. Silk City had lined up, ready to go, and now to reset. Animals trailing by 3, trying to keep this undefeated regular season alive. One receiver left, one receiver right. Handoff to begin this 1st and 10. It was Amari Thomas on the carry for a gain of just a yard. As we're now inside 2 minutes.
Again, we have seen David Tender and his squad do this before. Use the time to their advantage. The more they can milk the clock, the better chance they have of scoring and not letting the U overcome that.
One receiver left, one receiver right as Patterson U loads up the defensive front. Quick pass for Kyle Ward, hauls it in. Got a left hand on it and then brought it to his chest And looks like he's pushed out of play just shy of the first down yard to gain. So that'll set up a 3rd down and short here for Silk City. Minute 16 left to play. Clock does stop inside 2 minutes.
Giving his team some time to regroup and make the best play possible as far as accuracy goes and what is available downfield for a score that will take the lead.
Silk City will again line up, 1 receiver to the left, Tender 1 to the right. Tender will take it himself, wanted to make sure that they picked up that 1st down, and they do. On the ground, and another positive there with that is that the clock continues to run.
Something's going on there. Some frustration down on the field.
There's a Silk City timeout called, which, again, as we're just saying, you know, if you're the Animals, you want to let this clock run all the way down and leave Patterson U with as little time as possible. You could tell the players on the field
are upset.
Big 88, the Joker in particular, was not happy when he heard timeout called and the whistles blowing the play dead.
You got to let these players just do what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? They're working off their own momentum. You don't always need to call the time out for them to regroup. You have to trust your group of guys out there to do what needs to be done in the time that is left.
Yeah, it was a chance to really let the clock milk down. Instead, clock stopped at 1:04. 1st down and goal here for Silk City.
Now you got to
this one coming all the way down to the end.
David
Here's
Tender
Morgan.
has the best option here.
Absolutely. Morgan pushed out a play along the far sideline. Lost about a yard or 2. Clock now stopped at 59 seconds. That's probably the quick conversation that Morgan and Tender are having right now, that if he stayed in bounds, clock would have continued to run. Instead, he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah. Again, high football IQ here from Tender and the leadership that he runs. You know you want to milk the clock. There's no time left for really you or Silk City to do anything if you take the advantage here.
.59 seconds. It will be a 2nd down and 10.
These guys,
Call it 2nd down and 11. 2nd and goal
ready to go home.
from the 11.
They're ready to send themselves home.
Play action. Tender. Looking end zone. He had a possible man. Instead, he was trying to find Wingo along the goal line. But it was number 13, Kyle Ward, ran a nice move on his defender and did have a step or two towards the near corner of the end zone.
And now what's to do under pressure? A few just miscommunications that led up to this moment now.
See that replay again here. It was Wingo, top of the screen, who was the intended target. But Ward, you see right there, bang, on the left side of your screen. He's not on the screen anymore, but ran a nice route to create some separation for himself.
Omari Thomas also, who had the fake initially.
Here's Tender. 3rd and goal. To the end zone and intercepted. Picked off by Patterson U. Who else? Quattrell Huffin with the interception.
The man that does it all. Huff. He's a legend in this league for a reason.
And then Huff, he threw the ball. Now he caught it and went to the ground. And then as he was sort of celebrating, running with the ball, not sure if he was necessarily down. Now our two teams off their sidelines, and they come together here. As we see the replay one more time, Tender doing everything he can in the pocket to try to create a good pass for himself. What a job by Huff to recalibrate his body there to come up with that interception.
Yeah, just misses.
And right there, I don't know if that was the smartest thing. He just threw the ball. And then a teammate ended up picking up the ball. And then that's where this all this after the play sort of started. But you see right here, Huff, a great job just altering his body to make that interception.
Yeah, Tender was looking for KP, threw it a little low. Tender could definitely have those mistakes under pressure. As we actually go to break, I will hold my thought for when we come back. Oof.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, back here from Asbury Park. Some highlights for you. As following that play, they did let the clock run down 2-0 to end it here from Asbury Park. The win for Patterson U, 39-36. That was the opening score by DT David Tender on the ground. One of 5 total touchdowns that he had this afternoon. Brona, here's his second.
Yeah, Tender. He really tried to make the impossible possible in the last few seconds of that game. Obviously, Silk City is going to have a lot to discuss on what mistakes led to what could have been a possible win and a undefeated regular season. As you can see, these highlights, both these teams put in their best to show up against the top-notch competition of number 1 Silk City and number 2 Patterson U. As you see, Larry Wingo here for a very deep touchdown. We saw many balls go through the air today and some really good conversions in the end zone. But at the end, the U outlasted Mr. Tender and the amazing, really,
And it's
Silk
crazy
City
to think,
Animals.
because that conversion made it 21-6.
Yep.
And for Patterson U to make that comeback, it truly started right here towards the end of the first half. Mayweather, his first of 2 touchdowns to make it 21 to eventually 14. They converted here on the 2. Huff finds his man. Believe this is Epps in the end, or excuse me, that's for Silk City. It was Diaz in the end zone there for the 2-point conversion. And then honestly, Brona, this might have been the turning of the tide on this upcoming play. First, they're going to show the first play, a big play of this drive.
Yeah.
It was to Wingo. Wingo will pitch it momentarily here to Wingo, I believe that, or Wingo to who?
Ward.
Wingo to Ward.
Yeah.
Ward really wasn't expecting it, but makes his way to the
Gave
sideline.
them great field position. And then again, Mr. Impossible trying to make things possible.
And this was the game changer. If we want to try to find a point in the game that really turned this game on its head. Because Silk City was in the driver's seat for the first half. until this moment right here.
100
when Dakari
yard.
Mims, one of 2 touchdowns. He had a receiving
Pick
touchdown
six.
prior to this. That 100-yard pick six made it a 1-point game. And then here's Mayweather, his second touchdown on the afternoon, gave Patterson U their first lead today, and then it was no looking back for Patterson U. They advanced, improved to 4-1, and by the looks of it, with the tiebreaker, would have to imagine Patterson U will be the number 1 seed heading into the start of the playoffs next week.
It's an incredible effort again by both teams as you see these highlights run out. Huff, the man, to Dirty Dan for another touchdown that continued to build on the lead and the momentum that the U had established, no matter what Silk City had done to get out ahead of them. And then you see as Kwani Morgan came in this game late and tried to make a difference to solidify a big win for Silk City. Here you see the touchdown that got them so close, and it really meant a lot. But at the end, the time management of David Tender and Silk City, you can see him scrambling here, trying to make a play.
We're able to get back into this game. Just not enough towards the end. And this was the big play that gave them the chance with over 7 minutes left to play. But Silk City took their time getting down the field, and then a turnover to end it. Here's that final play for you right here. Tender looking for something. Quarterback on the other side. Quattrell Huffin with the big interception. And then despite you see 44 seconds on the clock, they allowed the time to just run off to end this afternoon's contest. Patterson U improves to 4-1. Silk City falls to 4-1 on this season. They will be your number 1 and 2 seeds heading into the playoffs next week. Make sure to check out the A7FL website, a7fl.com, to follow along and find out when and where you might need to watch or where you might need to be if you want to come out to an A7FL game. But great game, Brana. Fantastic to get an opportunity to work with you here this afternoon. We had a good one between Patterson U and Silk City. But for Brana Marks and Ryan Holzbuzz, we're going to sign off live here from Asbury Park High School. Have a great rest of your Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. The sun is peeking out here at Asbury Park. Have a great rest of your Sunday and a great week. We'll see you on the next A7FL broadcast. Have a great one.